Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the very best in catchy, hummable tunes from classic Hollywood musicals. For this list, we're only looking at live-action movies from before 1985.
You know, you can say it backwards, which is Docious Ali Expiistic Fragicali Rupus, but that's going a bit too far, don't you think?
Indubitably.
Number 30. That's Entertainment, the Band Wagon.
The world is the stage is the world of entertainment.
If there's one thing a showbiz musical does well, it's a song about how great show business is. That's Entertainment is a classic number, featuring Fred Astaire, Jack Buchanan, Oscar Levant, and Nanette Fabray prancing around backstage, celebrating the fun of putting on a show. They make it look and sound effortless.
The gang may be waving the flag that began with a mystical hand hip hooray, the American way.
That's Entertainment is an old-fashioned show number that became practically synonymous with MGM's brand of musical greatness in the 1950s. It had a long life even after the movie, with Judy Garland's version becoming one of the most popular recordings of it.
The world is the stage is the world of entertainment.
Number 29. Put on your Sunday clothes. Hello, Dolly.
We're gonna find adventure in the evening air. Girls in white in a perfume night where the lights are bright as the stars.
This Barbra Streisand vehicle took one of the most singable, charming Broadway shows ever and gave it the big-budget musical treatment. With the budget being extremely high for its time period, the film wasn't able to turn a profit, which has unfairly tarnished its reputation. But Hello Dolly has more than its fair share of catchy tunes, and this cheerful ensemble number, which sees the entire cast hopping on a train to the city to see the 14th Street Parade, stands out.
Get out your feathers, your patent leathers, your beads and buckles and bows, for there's no blue Monday in our Sunday clothes.
This jaunty song is a tribute to the sights, sounds, and magic of dressing in your best and getting lost in the magic of the city. No wonder it was Wally's fave. Number 28. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. South Pacific.
You don't have to worry about me anymore, because it's all off. With him? Uh-huh.
She said she was gonna wash him out of her hair, and she meant it. And just to emphasize that point, Mitzi Gaynor sings this one on the sands of a South Pacific beach with a head full of shampoo.
Get the picture? I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms and send him on his way.
Whether it's the repetition of the chorus, the way the lyrics just hug that melody, or the eternal truism that sometimes relationships are impossible, this one's a true classic. Try getting it out of your head once you hear it. As often happens when stage musicals are transferred to film, the movie unfortunately features an abbreviated version of the song. But even edited, it's still iconic.
I went and washed that man right out of my hair. I went and washed that man right out of my hair. I went and washed that man right out of my hair and sent him on his way.
Number 27. Whatever Lola Wants. Damn Yankees.
Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. And little man, little Lola wants you.
A Faustian Bargain was never so catchy. This musical comedy classic about a baseball player who makes a deal with the devil to recapture his youth has plenty of toe tappers. But it's Whatever Lola Wants that has stood the test of time.
I always get what I aim for, and your heart and soul is what I came for.
Gwen Verdon reprised her Broadway role as the beautiful but demonic Lola, with Bob Fosse also reprising much of his signature choreography as well. Verdon was so hot on stage during this number that she had to tone down the performance for the movie, but it's still one unforgettable seduction.
You're no exception to the rule. I'm irresistible, you fool. Give in.
Her slinky, mesmerizing movements enhance the spell-like qualities of this erotic song, making it impossible to forget. The song was so enticing, it was even featured in a 2011 Diet Pepsi commercial.
And little
I've been looking for you all night.
Number 26, Cheek to Cheek, Top Hat. Irving Berlin's contributions to music range all over the map, from profoundly patriotic ballads to easy breezy love songs. Cheek to Cheek is definitely one of the latter.
And I seem to find the happiness I see when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek.
First heard in the Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers musical Top Hat, Berlin's unusually structured but bouncily tuneful song immediately became an essential part of the American songbook. It may have lost that year's Best Original Song Oscar, but its lasting legacy is the real win.
Oh, I love to climb a mountain and to reach the highest peak, but it doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek.
A jazz standard, Cheek to Cheek has been covered by some of the most legendary artists over the decades. Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett even titled their first joint album after the song, indicating just how highly they regard it.
Yes, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. And my heart beats so that I can hardly speak.
Number 25, 42nd Street, 42nd Street.
Come and meet those dancing feet on the avenue. I'm taking you to 42nd Street.
In the early 1930s, sound film was still new, and director-choreographer Busby Berkeley was one of the first to understand how musicals needed to look on screen. Recognizing that the camera could capture dancing in a way that was impossible in an actual theater, his musical numbers are wonders of sight and sound.
Side by side, they're glorified, where the underworld can meet the elite. Naughty, gaudy, bawdy, sporty, 42nd Street.
A tribute to the fast-paced, sleazy, and always exciting streets of New York City, 42nd Street's title song is a rollicking number with an incredible hook. The song features a driving rhythm that makes its lyrics easy to remember. Even after just one hearing, people can remember most of the tune. Years after its creation, the song found new life on Broadway when a stage version of the show hit in 1980. Number 24, Oh What a Beautiful Morning, Oklahoma.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye.
Rodgers and Hammerstein basically invented the modern musical. Before Oklahoma, few musicals were interested in utilizing song and dance to fully develop characters. Oh What a Beautiful Morning is a great example of the team's talent because it has a beautiful melody, is easy to follow, and is full of brightness and optimism, and makes it clear exactly who the protagonist, Curly McLean, is.
The breeze is so busy, it don't miss a tree, and old weeping Willard is laughing at me.
Even before it got the Hollywood treatment, this famous opening number was covered by popular performers like Frank Sinatra. Beautiful and bursting with memorable imagery, people fell in love with it again over a decade later when it finally came to cinema screens.
Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Number 23, Cabaret, Cabaret.
What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play.
Sure, any fan of the musical will tell you it's not as happy as it sounds, but Kander and Ebb's celebration of hedonism in the face of a world that's falling apart is still a rip-roaring world beater. Taken out of context, it's got zip and verve and a zest for life that's contagious.
What good's permitting some prophet of doom to wipe every smile away? Life is a cabaret, old chum.
Liza Minnelli has reprised the song for years since winning an Oscar in the highly acclaimed 1972 film version. In the same way Over the Rainbow became her mother's signature hit, Cabaret has become synonymous with Minnelli's ability to triumph over tragedy.
It's only a cabaret, old chum, and I love a cabaret.
Number 22. Get Happy, Summer Stock.
Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day.
Speaking of Judy Garland, she performs the definitive version of this unforgettable classic. Garland's version, filmed with her in a tuxedo jacket and fedora and flanked by male dancers, is unbeatable.
Sun is shining, come on, get happy. Lord is waiting to take your hand. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. We're going to the promised land.
While the song's imagery is actually somewhat dark if you think about it, those religious themes of salvation and God's judgment have a pretty infectious beat behind them. Harold Arlen has provided a melody that has musical surprises in it, but is easy enough to pick up and pleasant to sing along to. Get Happy isn't just a song, it's an order. Who are we not to listen to Judy?
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready for the judgment day.
Number 21. You Got Trouble, The Music Man.
Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
The Music Man is full of classic Broadway songs meant to grab you by your ear and never let go. With this one, you might not know every word walking out of the theater, but you can remember enough to hum the melody forever.
They leave the pool hall, heading for the dance at the armory. Libertine men and scarlet women and ragtime. Shameless music that'll grab your son, your daughter, with the arms of a jungle animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble!
You Got Trouble finds a grifter, the so-called Professor Harold Hill, working the citizens of River City into a frenzy with his sermon about the evils of pool, beer, and bad grooming. Even if your brain can't process every single lyric in real time, you're with them when they start singing along to the chorus.
You got trouble! Oh, we got trouble! Right here in River City! Right here in River City! With a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. That stands for pool. We've surely got trouble. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City! Right here! Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule!
Number 20. Steppin' Out With My Baby, Easter Parade.
If I seem to scintillate, it's because I've got a date with a package of the good things that come with love.
Picture it. Fred Astaire, the white suit, top hat, dancing on the stairs. It's an iconic image, and an even more iconic song.
I'm stepping out with my baby, can't go wrong, 'cause I'm in right. It's for sure, not for maybe, that I'm all dressed up tonight.
Steppin' Out With My Baby is a song from the 1948 musical Easter Parade, starring Astaire and Judy Garland, with music by Irving Berlin. Not only was it the highest-grossing musical movie of that year, but it also gave us some of the catchiest tunes Berlin has ever written, including this one.
Steppin' out with my baby, can't go wrong, 'cause I'm in right. It's for sure, not for maybe, that I'm all dressed up tonight.
The song was later made re-famous by Tony Bennett, but we love Astaire's version, with its big band orchestration, electric tap number, and that signature rhythmic Astaire flair. He makes it look like smooth sailing indeed. Number 19. I Could Have Danced All Night, My Fair Lady.
Bed, I couldn't go to bed. My head's too light to try to set it down.
Has there ever been a catchier, more joyful declaration of happiness? If you ask us, Lerner and Lowe really know how to write about having a crush. When Professor Henry Higgins takes in ragamuffin Eliza Doolittle, he's determined to teach her how to speak properly, ridding her of her Cockney accent. As she learns more, the two get closer, sharing an impromptu dance one night, and, well, you know the rest.
I could have spread my wings
your toad,
and done a
Mrs. Pierce
thousand things
is apt to scold.
I've
You're up too late.
never
Miss, as sure as
done
fate. Miss, you catch a cold.
This is a tune you can't help but sing along to. The jubilance of the moment radiates out of the melody, rising and falling as Eliza proclaims her weightlessness and happiness. Sung by Marnie Nixon, who dubbed Audrey Hepburn's singing voice, it's joy personified. And there's nothing catchier than that.
I could have danced
18. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang. Chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang. Chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang. Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you.
Who would have thought a song about a flying car could be so darn catchy? The movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang stars Dick Van Dyke, a man who buys an old car for his kids and fixes it up, all the while making up fantastical stories about it. The car, affectionately named Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, is so beloved by the family they create a song about it.
Live far in a motor car, oh what a happy time we'll spend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-friended friend.
Part of the reason this tune is so catchy is due to its utter simplicity. The lyrics, the melody, it's all easy to sing, easy to remember, and easy to love.
Oh, you, pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And our pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang loves us too. Hi.
Apparently the Academy thought so too, and the song was even nominated for an Oscar. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, we love you indeed.
Chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, fine four-friended chitty chitty friend.
Number 17. New York, New York, On the Town.
New York, New York, New York, New York, New York, it's a wonderful town.
In what might be the catchiest opening number of all time, in 1949's On the Town, three sailors, played by Gene Kelly, Frank Sinatra, and Jules Munchin, head to the Big Apple for 24-hour leave. Not to be mistaken for Sinatra's other famous tune about the city. New York, New York was written by Betty Comden, Adolph Green, and the great Leonard Bernstein.
Gotta see the whole town right from Yonkers on down to the Bay in just one day.
New York, New York, the wonderful town. The Bronx is up and the Battery down.
As the three sailors gallivant around the city, riding horses, bikes, and seeing the sights, their glee is palpable. The swinging feel of the music only lends to that glee. And by the time they hit the last It's a Wonderful Town, you'll be singing right along with them.
New York, New York, it's a wonderful town.
Number 16. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Gentlemen prefer blondes.
The French are glad to die for love. They delight in fighting.
Talk to us, Harry Winston. Tell us all about it. When you think Marilyn Monroe, you think diamonds are a girl's best friend.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
In this 1953 movie musical, Monroe plays Lorelei, an engaged woman whose fiancé and fiancé's father are suspicious of her behavior, and they hire a PI to follow her on a trip to Paris. When she arrives, she finds her credit has been canceled. So, she and her friend Dorothy become showgirls at a club to get by.
But square cut or pear shape, these rocks don't lose their shape. Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
She sings this high-energy, sensual number at the club, and nearly everything about it is remarkable. From Monroe's inimitable breathy tone to the easily hummable tune, this one will get your foot tapping.
But diamonds
are a girl's best friend.
Number 15. Don't Rain on My Parade. Funny Girl.
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade.
We've talked a lot about joyful songs on this list so far, but does it get sunnier than Don't Rain on My Parade? Based on the life of Broadway star Fanny Brice, Funny Girl stars Barbra Streisand as the titular character, and became an iconic role for the actress. Of course, an iconic role needs an iconic song, and that's where Don't Rain on My Parade comes in. Fanny sings the song when she decides to marry Nicky Arnstein, and the song is a strong and brash declaration of love and intent.
Hey, Mr. Arnstein, here I am.
You can't help but scream this one to the rafters. And when Streisand sings it, you get the impression that nothing is gonna stop her. Not even a spot of rain.
It's coming! Rain and
Number 14. Sit Down, You're Rockin' the Boat, Guys and Dolls.
I dreamed last night I got on the boat to heaven, and by some chance I had brought my dice along.
1955's Guys and Dolls is filled with plenty of snappy tunes. How could we forget Marlon Brando's rendition of Luck Be a Lady?
Luck, if you've ever been a lady to begin with, luck be a lady tonight.
But for this entry, we have to go with the unforgettable Sit Down, You're Rockin' the Boat. This particular tune brings a special brand of lightheartedness and humor to an already delightful film. When the gamblers are asked to repent for their sins, one gambler, nicely, retells a wild dream he had the night before where he was convinced to give up his gambling ways.
And the devil will drag you under by the fancy tie round your wicked throat. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, you're rocking the boat.
Thus the number begins, pairing sweet and plaintive verses from Nicely with jumpy, upbeat choruses with the entirety of the gambling chorus. Seriously, if you don't sing along, you're the one rocking the boat.
Sit down, you're rocking, sit down, sit down, sit down, you're rocking the boat. Sit down, you're rocking the boat.
Number 13, The Trolley Song, Meet Me in St. Louis.
Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Sing, sing, sing went my heartstrings.
It's an easy enough tune to remember. Just make the sounds a trolley makes. Meet Me in St. Louis stars Judy Garland and follows the Smith family over the course of a year. Many a standard originated in this film, all of them sung beautifully by Garland and her signature voice. But nothing is quite as toe-tappingly catchy as the Trolley Song.
With my high starch collar and my high top shoes and my hair piled high up on my head, I went to lose a jolly hour on the trolley and lost my heart instead.
What makes this tune so memorable isn't just the chug-chug or clang-clang of the trolley, but Garland's gorgeous voice as she warbles about being in love. The song was even nominated for an Academy Award, but unfortunately lost out. No worries, it's a winner in our hearts.
To the end of the
Number 12, Do Re Mi, The Sound of Music.
Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. When you read, you begin with A, B, C. When you sing, you begin with Do, Re, Mi.
It would be pretty difficult not to include the song that makes up all the songs on this list. Of course, we love Julie Andrews' rendition of My Favorite Things. Who doesn't love schnitzel with noodles?
Brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
But Do Re Mi is the most memorable song from this musical classic.
Do! A deer, a female deer. Ray! A drop of golden sun. Me! A name I call myself.
In the film, Maria, played by Andrews, uses Do Re Mi to teach the Von Trapp children how to sing. And in doing so, she also taught all of us.
When you know the notes to sing, you can sing most anything.
In addition to the song being an absolute earworm, it's hard to forget the amazingly gorgeous backdrop that accompanies the Von Trapp family as they prance around, singing at the top of their lungs. The hills are alive indeed. Number 11, Ease On Down the Road, The Wiz.
Come on and ease on down the road. Come on, ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load.
We'll get to the movie that came before the 70s cult classic later on, but for now, let's focus on this groovy hit. The Wiz is a musical based on L. Frank Baum's The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, featuring an all-black cast. and starring the Diana Ross as Dorothy, a teacher from New York who's somehow transported to Oz. This incredibly catchy tune comes after she meets the Scarecrow, played by Michael Jackson, and they find themselves traveling down the famed Yellow Brick Road.
Just to keep on keeping on the road that you choose. Don't you give up walking, 'cause you gave up shooting.
They proceed to do just what the song says. Ease on down the road. The beat, the orchestrations, it's all so fun and snappy, it's impossible not to dance right down that road alongside him.
He's on down the road.
Number 10, we're off to see the Wizard of Oz.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is the wizard of whiz, if ever a whiz there was.
Moving right along to another great song for the road. The Wizard of Oz is famous for many reasons, whether it be the amazing songs or the stunning use of Technicolor. But our favorite moment has to be each and every time this jaunty tune plays. Whenever a new friend joins Dorothy on her journey, they burst into this gleeful song and skip down the road to their destination.
If ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does.
It's become such a standard, and has been covered by everyone from Mitch Miller to Alvin and the Chipmunks. And it's easy to see why. The words have become so ingrained into our heads, and many a family has probably been annoyed by someone whipping this one out on a road trip.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Number 9, If I Were a Rich Man, Fiddler on the Roof.
If I were a rich man, yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum. All day long I biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man.
You know you've made it into the catchy song canon when you inspire a Gwen Stefani hit. Fiddler on the Roof follows the life of Tevye, a Jewish man living in Imperial Russia in the early 1900s, and his daughter's marriage prospects. This song comes rather early in the story, and features Tevye reflecting on his life and what he might be able to do if he just had a little more dough.
I see my wife, my Goldie, looking like a rich man's wife with a proper double chin.
The song has long sequences of lilting chants, which you can hear on Gwen Stefani's Rich Girl as well. And funnily enough, those moments without words are the most memorable and catchy of all.
Ah, you wouldn't have to work hard.
Seriously, who among us hasn't daydreamed about being rich and let out a little dibby-dibby-dum?
If I were a wealthy man.
Number 8, Oompa Loompa, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Loompa-dee-doo, I've got a perfect puzzle for you. Oompa Loompa, Loompa-dee-dee, if you are wise, you'll listen to me.
While far from the best song in this 1971 classic, you can't deny the Oompa Loompa theme song gets stuck in your head like no other. Starring Gene Wilder as the Candyman himself, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is filled with many strange, fantastical, sometimes horrifying sights. Who could forget the sight of Violet blowing up into a blueberry?
Gum chewing's fine when it's once in a while. It stops you from smoking and brightens your smile.
But the most memorable image of all has to be Wonka's small workmen, the Oompa Loompas. With orange skin and green hair, they work hard and warn you of the perils of the factory through song. If those kids were smart, they would have listened to the Oompa Loompas and gotten out.
You will live in happiness too, like the Oompa, Oompa Loompa, Oompa-dee-doo.
Number 7, Consider Yourself, Oliver.
Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself one of the family.
We'll get to more singing orphans later on this list, but for now, let's start with the Brits. We'd be remiss not to mention this musical's opening number. Food, Glorious Food is an ode to eating for the ages. But the catchiest number in Oliver comes from none other than the Artful Dodger himself. When Oliver finds himself out on the street and arrives in London, he meets Dodger, another orphan who takes poor Oliver in.
There isn't a lot to spare. Who cares? Whatever we got, we share.
To teach him the ropes and welcome him with open arms, he sings Consider Yourself, a brassy, showy number sung in that signature accent. With dirt on his nose and a top hat on his head, Dodger is an unforgettable mentor, and this is an unforgettable song. Number 6. It's the Hard Knock Life, Annie.
It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. Stand and treat it, we get treats. Steady kisses, we get treats.
And now on to more singing orphans, but this time girls, and this time in New York. When we think of this movie, we no doubt think partly of Carol Burnett, Tim Curry, and Bernadette Peters squawking out Easy Street in their signature brassy tones. But we've got to give it to the little girls themselves for this one. Taking place while the girls clean up the orphanage, It's the Hard Knock Life has such an indelible tune, and for its angry, harsh lyrics, has a sort of joy to it.
It's the hard knock life.
There's something to be said for how much fun you can have while screaming at the top of your lungs.
You'll stay up. To this dump shines like the top of the Chrysler building.
Number 5. I Got Rhythm, An American in Paris.
I got
Rhythm,
I got
music,
I got
my gal, who could ask for anything more?
It's hard to imagine a more fun time than tap dancing with Gene Kelly. And during this scene in An American in Paris, these cute kids are definitely having the time of their lives.
Old man trouble, I won't mind him. You won't find him hanging round my door.
In this 1951 musical classic, Kelly plays a World War II vet trying to become a painter in the City of Lights. The song doesn't have much to do with the plot. Kelly's character just sings with some French kids on his way home. But for such a simple idea, it sure has remained in our consciousness for all these years. The song was so popular, it went on to serve as the foundation for numerous other famous songs. As Kelly says, who could ask for anything more?
Who could ask for anything more?
Number 4. You're the One That I Want, Grease.
I got chills, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control, 'cause the power you're supplying, it's electrifying.
Grease is filled with so many catchy tunes, it was hard to pick just one. We could have gone with the rockin' Grease Lightning,
Go Grease Lightning, you're burning up the quarter mile. Grease Lightning, go Grease Lightning.
or the reminiscing fun of Summer Nights.
Tell me more, wasn't love at first sight.
But You're the One That I Want is definitely the one that we want.
You're the one that I want.
Towards the end of Grease, Sandy, played by Olivia Newton-John, decides she's going to take matters into her own hands and impress Danny, played by John Travolta. And boy, does she! From that classic black ensemble, to that iconic opening line, to the fun and jazzy ooh ooh oohs, everything about this song makes it impossible not to sing along. Number 3. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, Mary Poppins.
It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious.
Be honest, how many times have you tried to spell this? If you're anything like us, it was always stuck in your head, so probably a lot. Mary Poppins was an instant classic, and certified Julie Andrews as a star and an Oscar winner. There were plenty of songs we could have gone with. The lovely and healing Spoonful of Sugar comes to mind.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down.
But there was no other choice than this mouthful of a tune.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
And even though the sound of it does sound something quite atrocious, the wackiness of the number made it an instant hit for kids and adults alike. It's so fun and so ridiculous, it makes us forget about Dick Van Dyke's Cockney accent. Well, almost. Number 2, Singin' in the Rain. Singin' in the Rain.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again.
We've got another Gene Kelly entry, ladies and gents. Singin' in the Rain came out in 1952, and while it was only mildly successful then, it's since become a classic. And much of that success is due to the three talents at its helm: Kelly, Debbie Reynolds, and Donald O'Connor. While O'Connor's Make 'em Laugh never fails to get us laughing,
Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Don't you know everyone wants to laugh?
And Good Morning is a spectacular dancing achievement for all three actors. Nothing beats Kelly's sublime titular number.
I'm happy again.
As he swings himself around the street, getting soaking wet in the process, the pleasure and delight in his voice and his movements are infectious. What a glorious feeling indeed.
Dancing and singing in the rain.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, America, Westside Story.
Puerto Rico, my heart's devotion. Let it sink back in the ocean.
Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim's masterpiece musical West Side Story was made into a film and released in 1961, to amazing results. It's hard to pick a single most memorable moment from the film. The dancing is sublime, and Natalie Wood's exuberance during I Feel Pretty will never be forgotten.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and gay.
But we had to pick a song that captured it all. The dancing, the singing, and the iconography.
I like to be in America, okay by me in America, everything free in America.
For a small fee in America.
Okay.
The only choice is America, a number where Rita Moreno's Anita and George Shakiris's Bernardo argue about the pros and cons of being an immigrant in the States.
Everywhere crime in America, organized crime in America, terrible time in America.
You forget I'm in America.
Moreno is unforgettable and electric in this scene, and the Latin-inspired music and humorous, though cutting lyrics, make this song one for the ages. Which song will you be humming for days? Tell us in the comments. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.